pair well. That's right. Just once in the past, I underwent training in order to step into the world of witches. I accepted that the only power which could save me from my sad, painful days at St. Lucia Academy was a thing called magic, and I received Maria One-chan's introduction to the basics.
広大な空間をイメージ。峠のドライブインから麓を見下ろした時の風景。こう。
I projected that scene from a memory into my mental world. Normal little girls get over their admiration of magical girls during elementary school. Training in absolute earnest to use magic at this age, I have to say, I'm embarrassed myself. But even that embarrassed emotion felt pleasant to me now. Right now, I was learning mental concentration from Maria One-chan in order to use magic. But it wasn't going very well. It was about as hopeless as going to a person who can wiggle their ears. I know someone who can wiggle their ears! It's so weird. It's so weird asking them how they do it, and expecting to learn anything at all from their demonstration. It seems that you need to imagine a vast space to gain the mental concentration for using magic. So I remembered the time from my younger days when my family had gone on a small vacation. And I had looked down towards the base of a mountain from a viewing platform at a rest stop on the peak. And I tried painting the scene in my mental world.
まだまだ狭い。もっともっと広い空間をイメージして。そしてエンジェだけの心象世界を作り上げるの。まだまだイメージが霞んでる。空気に温度もないし風もない。匂いもない。まだまだ世界が希薄。それらは後でもいいから、今はとにかくもっと広い世界をイメージして。
ウリュウ、どうして広い空間のイメージが必要なの？
人間の体内には生まれながらにして魔法を妨げる毒素があるんだよ。その毒素を浄化しないと魔法はうまく使えないの。そのために有効な方法の一つが広大な空間をイメージすることなんだよ。さっきは飛行機の窓から見た世界を思い描いたけど、それもダメだったわ。もっと広大な世界なんて見当もつかない。
ならマリアの持つ広大な世界をエンジェにも教えてあげればいいよ。そしたらエンジェにもイメージがしやすくなるんじゃない？ウリュウ。
そうね。私もお姉ちゃんはどんな世界をイメージして魔法を使ってるのか興味があるわ。私もそれを参考にする。ダメだよ。心象世界は広大で、そして孤独じゃないといけないの。自分以外に一切遮るものがない世界。だからその世界を人に教えたら、その世界は孤独ではなくなってしまう。だから心象世界は誰にも明かしちゃダメなの。
But Ange is revealing her mental world to you right now. Or does it not work like that?
だからエンジェも上手に心象世界を描けたら、それは自分だけの秘密の世界にするんだよ。
ウリュウ、マリアケチンボ。
ありがとう、サク太郎。修行に近道なしってわけだわ。努力してみる。大丈夫、ヒントは十分もらえてるわ。
ウリュウ、エンジェ頑張れ。
I had come to think that there was no way I could be saved by something like magic. After all, magic doesn't exist in this world. That kind of thing should be nothing more than a fantasy, a delusion, a daydream. However, Maria One-chan had shown that she could fill her own world with happiness using a power that was impossible for me. I had been looking down on that happiness as an empty happiness. I had been denying it all, thinking that because I didn't accept magic, I couldn't accept the happiness that came from it either. But Maria One-chan's world grew happier and happier. In the past, I had disparaged it, calling it painful to look at. But that might have been nothing more than jealousy. It was time for me to admit that. And doing so was my first step in my search for happiness. A vast space. A dry wind that could blow unobstructed by everything. Let me feel that wind blowing through my hair. Oh, yes. Even the ground might block me as I am now. Then I don't need it. Push the ground away. Downwards. Downwards. In other words, it was as though I had floated up, leaving the ground far behind. After pushing it further and further downwards, the ground grew foggy and faint, and for the first time, I began to feel the sky. Whoa! Aw, man, I feel like I'm on a plane. Oh, I miss this sort of view. I don't know why, but I miss this sort of view. Oh, it's been forever since I've been on a plane. Then, I understood its vastness. In that instant, I felt the vivid wind pass straight through my body. In other words, blow through without any resistance.
So, その感覚を維持して。ええ、わかる。すべての妨げから解放されてるのがわかる。
やったエンジェ、やったエンジェ。魔女の世界への最初の第一歩を踏み出した。
これが魔女の世界。うん。じゃあエンジェがずっと望んできた魔法を練習してみよう。お友達を呼び出す魔法。エンジェを寂しさから救い出してくれる味方を作り、それによって幸せになる魔法を。
エンジェにも僕みたいなお友達が呼び出せるの？うりゅうりゅう。
今のエンジェにはゼロの海からサクタロほどの友達を呼び出すにはまだまだ早いね。最初は呼び出しやすい友達から練習しよう。はあ、最初は何を？エンジェはマリアージュ・ソルシエールの魔女だから、同盟の魔女が刺激する存在はエンジェもまた刺激することが許されてる。例えばサク太郎は私の友達だけど、同じ同盟のエンジェにとっても友達で、そして召喚することができる。今度試しにサク太郎を呼び出してみて。寂しくて寂しくて辛い時、サク太郎がきっと元気づけてくれるよ。
Oh, right. You could call Sakutaro, being employed by One-chan. So, as a witch in the same alliance as One-chan, it's also possible for me to summon Sakutaro. I met Sakutaro's gaze. What a joy it would be to have him just be sitting there by my pillow, so he could talk to me a bit on lonely nights.
私が呼びかけたらあなたが現れて話し相手になってくれる？
ウリュウエンジェが呼び出してくれるのを楽しみにしてる。ウリュウリュウリュウ。
Looking happy, Sakataro playfully pressed and rubbed his head against me like a cat. Suddenly getting this cute younger brother left me feeling a bit confused, a bit embarrassed, and a bit happy. Unable to understand why I hadn't been able to honestly accept this feeling, I felt tears well up in my eyes.
お姉ちゃん、私頑張るわ。じゃあ練習をしてみよう。同じ同盟の魔女ベアトリーチェの家具を呼び出してみよう。ベアトリーチェの家具。
Hearing Beatrice's name mentioned gave me a slightly strange feeling. When it came to the crime on Rokenjima, the public had made a lot of noise about it being a witch's sacrificial ritual or something like that. And that witch was Beatrice. So, if the culprit of that crime was a witch, it would mean that this very woman was the culprit who took away my family. However, according to Maria One-chan, Beatrice was a good witch. If I held negative emotions towards Beatrice, she would get mad, argue with me and call me mean, and refuse to talk to me for a while. One-chan was my only close friend right now. So to avoid worsening the mood of my close friend, I had decided to think of Beatrice as nothing more than One-chan's magic master. And anyway, my belief is that the crime was a murder plot hatched by Aunt Ava. Someday, I'm definitely going to bring all that to light.
Ange, また体内に妨げが混じってるよ。ごめんなさい。集中を欠いたわ。もう一度。
One-chan is really something. She instantly noticed that I was being overcome with idle thoughts. After shaking my head just once, I reimagined the wind blowing through the vast sky.
煉獄の七姉妹。なんだか物騒な名前ね。でもとっても賑やかで楽しい子たちだよ。エンジェの新しいお友達になってくれるかもしれない。まずは私が呼び出してみせるね。見てて。
Maria One-chan lifted up both hands to the level of her head and quietly unified her mind. The state that I could not attain without meditating for a long period of time, she reached in the span of a few quick breaths. Then, a pale blue light began to gather in her palms, and one by one, the girls began to show themselves. Hey! Yeah! Hell yeah! Novelette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way they were summoned, one after another, in a line was overwhelmingly impressive. Incredible. The 7 Sisters of Purgatory, just like the illustrations in One-chan's grimoire. The younger sisters were behind the eldest, Lucifer, who saluted One-chan.
煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。マリア卿、ご無沙汰を申し上げております。久しぶりだね。みんなも元気？我ら家具は刺激されてこそ家具。久しぶりのお呼び出しを心より光栄に思います。
サクタ
Wow.
お久しぶり。相変わらず美味しいじゃなかった。かわいい。私が一番。
Uh-oh.
今日もふかふかプニプニしててかわいい。私にも抱かせて、私にも抱かせて。苦しい。僕は逃げないから離してみんな。
You lucky bastard.
こら、あんたたち！マリア教の家具を壊す気？とにかく離れなさいよ。抱きしめるの禁止。
そう言ってるサタン姉が一番抱きしめたがってるよ。
私は別にあんなふかふかのプニプニのワフワフなんて。
Oh my god!
こら、マリア教とエンジェ様の御前よ。静かになさい、この愚昧ども。
They were so energetic. The sudden burst of activity as soon as they appeared left me stunned. And even greater than that was my surprise that the innocent Sakutaro was on such good terms with the Seven Sisters.
意外。サク太郎があんな物騒な連中にこんなに可愛がられてるなんて。同じ同盟の仲間たちだもん。怖くなんかないよ。でも万が一彼女らの機嫌を損ねちゃったら、サク太郎あっという間にやられちゃいそう。大丈夫。同盟の魔女とその家具はみんな仲良しなの。だからサク太郎も安心して遊べるの。それはもちろん私やエンジェも同じだよ。
One of the treaties of the Mirage Coordinator. Mutual non-aggression and non-interference. Member witches must respect each other's magic and creations. Even the sisters, who were normally extremely combative and dangerous, interacted with fellow Alliance members as friends. So to the seven sisters. Sisters, that's it. Oh my god, I misread that entire line. So to the seven sisters, Sakutaro was a common friend. He was loved by all the sisters, seven sisters, and they were even trying to steal him away from each other. This scene, as they all surrounded him and loved him, was actually a bit charming.
なるほど。マリアージュ・ソルシエルの仲間同士なのね。
At a glance, you'd think that Sakutaro's easygoing atmosphere and the Seven Sisters' unsettling one would be like water and oil. They looked like they'd never be compatible. And yet, they were interacting in such a friendly way, as if it was completely natural. If all the peoples of the world could be joined in this wonderful alliance, I wonder if the whole world could immediately become friends.
七姉妹のみんな聞いて。今エンジェは魔法の修行中なの。だからみんなの力を貸してほしいの。
かしこまりました、マリア教。しかし具体的には何を？
君たちを権限させる魔力を私からエンジェに移す。その状態でいつも彼女の身近にいてあげてほしいの。彼女の話し相手になったりしてあげるだけでいい。
恐れながらエンジェ様の魔力では私たち七姉妹すべてを四六時中呼び出し続けるのは容易なことではないかと。
The oldest sister, Lucifer, gauged my reaction as she advised this, speaking reservedly. In short, she was saying that the burden might be too heavy for me at this point in time.
そういう修行なの。エ エンジェはみんなが想像しているより才能と魔力があるよ。ちょっぴり辛いかなとは思うけど、今のエンジェなら挑戦する価値はあると思う。エンジェ、今から彼女たちを顕現させる魔力を君に切り替える。つまりエンジェが呼び出したのと同じ状態になるの。
So what Maria One-chan was trying to say was something like this. To keep the seven sisters manifested, you are burdened continuously with a significant amount of magical power. Maybe you could say it was like training while wearing weighted wristbands.
風流、7姉妹全員はかなり大変。エンジェ、いきなりは厳しくない？
ありがとう、サク太郎。でも魔女になるための修行だしね。やれるところまでやってみるわ。
The seven of them certainly do seem boisterous. But even if they are doing it for the sake of my training, having them be with me will surely distract me from my loneliness, at least a little. I understood it would be an ordeal, but before anything else, I wanted to give it a shot.
もしも辛かったら無理をしないでね。みんなもエンジェが辛そうだったら加減してあげて。
かしこまりました。わかったね、あんたたち。はい、お姉様。それではエンジェ様。
Wait a second, their lineup is different. Or is that just me? But I thought the lineup was from youngest to oldest with the eldest being in front of them, but now it's, different.
これより我ら煉獄の七姉妹はエンジェ様の家具となります。マリア卿、お願いいたします。
うん。じゃあエンジェ、始めてもいい？いいわ。
Farewell.
ちょっと緊張する。
風流、いきなりは辛いかも。頭痛になりそうだったらすぐに魔力を減らしてね。
じゃあ魔力ソースをエンジェに移すよ。
Instantly, the inside of my head felt very heavy. This is... yes, it's tough. Until then, the inside of my head had been used only for myself. It was almost like it was now being used for 7 other people. Their mere presence there, blinking, or even letting out a single breath, was placing an enormous weight on the inside of my head.
マリア卿、恐れながらやはり一度に7姉妹全員の負荷は重すぎるかと。
大丈夫。やっぱりダメかな。権限に全勢力を使っちゃってる。日常生活と両立できないほどの負荷じゃ意味がない。何しろ魔女としてこれじゃちょっと優雅じゃないね。
風流、だからいきなりこんなに大勢は無理だって言った。みんな少し姿を消してあげて。
そうね、人数を減らした方が良さそう。アスモ、姿を消しなさい。
また私？
Well, you are the youngest, so... Sorry, Asmo.
末っ子いじめ反対たまには上から消えてよ。
それじゃあ私が2番目に消えなきゃならないじゃない。
やだやだや
だ。アスモもレビアネーも騒がないの。 そういう騒ぎが余計エンジェ様の負担になるのよ。あんたが騒ぐのも負担になるのよ、バカサタン。
The seven sisters started arguing over who should vanish first. All the energy of that fight became a burden, imposing an even greater headache upon Ange. Oh. That's bad. In the end, they decided to order with rock, paper, scissors, and they began to disappear. One of them, 2, 3. But even at that level, Ange was still far from comfortable. In the end, I was finally able to calm my breathing once 6 of them had erased themselves. With my magical power, forget the 7 sisters. Just one of them is my limit. And the one that remained was Mammon.
これじゃあ7姉妹じゃなくて私一人じゃないですか。
Apathy. Well, the song playing right now is Apathy. Not for sure if it was still on the screen by the time I was able to read it. I think it was. Yeah, it was.
エンジェ様、ちょっと頼りないです。
Mammon, who had won her way through the rock, paper, scissors and received permission to remain until the end, complained.
ウリュウ、マモン、そんなこと言っちゃダメ。エンジェはまだまだ修行中。大丈夫、エンジェ。頭痛、大丈夫？
Saktaro stretched on his tiptoes and did... I keep on forgetting that it changes from third person to first person, I'm sorry. Saktaro stretched on his tiptoes and did little hops trying to pat Ange's head. Watching this, Maria scratched her head, acknowledging that this sudden training had been too difficult.
ちょっと荒行すぎたかな。マリア、これくらいなら全然平気だけど、友達いっぱいいればいるほど楽しいし。
お姉ちゃんの凄さを改めて思い知るわ。
According to Maria One-chan, when you reach her class, you can even summon enough people at once to make up an orchestra. And yet she calls herself a witch apprentice. That's awe-inspiring.
大丈夫ですか？エンジェ様。
ごめんなさいね。私にはあなた一人を呼び出すのがやっとみたい。
ま、私はこれでもいいかな。だって7姉妹で私だけがエンジェ様の家具を独り占めだし。いかがですか、エンジェ様。私一人なら不可にはなりませんか？
ええ、あなた一人ならなんとかね。
よかったー。ならいっぱい修行していっぱい魔力を養ってください。そしていつかきっと7姉妹で揃ってお仕えさせてください。約束ですよ。
After checking that there was at least nothing wrong with her own manifestation, Mammon immediately returned to a good mood and tried to make me promise to work even harder. Yes, I could see the greed in her. But maybe you could also call it positivity.
約束するわ。そのくらいはいつかできなくちゃね。
ありがとう、エンジェ様。この強欲のマモン、その日まで必ずエンジェ様にお仕えします。
My headache finally abated, and I relaxed both hands, which had been clutching at my head. Then Mammon stuck out her hand and helped me to stand back up.
オリュウ。あ、マリア、エンジェ、もうこんな時間だよ。
Yo.
もうお部屋に戻らないと
叱られる。
She was in the bathroom. Oh, I did. I thought she was outside in her, spot, but no, she was in the bathroom. I think that's the bathroom. I hadn't expected Saktaro to talk about the time. I was brought back into reality, as though the light had disappeared from it. The vast world sank into the darkness. And I was in a tiny bathroom stall, sitting on a toilet. One-chan's grimoire was open on my lap. Don't drop it. I looked at the clock. It was almost 8 p.m. Time for lights out. If I show up late for the roll call before lights out, not only do they make an annoying fuss about it, but it causes trouble for my roommates and floor mates as well. I couldn't care less about causing them trouble, but I'd rather not have to deal with the annoying interference that would come as a result. Moonlit night. That's the end of my me time for today. I'll go to bed. Wake up. Tomorrow will begin, and another long, gray-colored day will repeat again. I closed the grimoire and rose from the toilet seat. One-chan appeared again and spoke.
ほら、エンジェ。修行を忘れてるよ。マモンを連れて行って。
I'd forgotten. The moment I returned to reality, I stopped manifesting Mammon. One more time, I created a strong image of the existence of Mammon in my mind.
もうエンジ様ったらひどいです。いきなり私を消すなんて。そんなんじゃ7姉妹を全員呼ぶなんてなかなかできませんよ。
ごめんなさい。うっかりしてたわ。
人間界に権限するのはすごい久しぶりなので、何から何まで興味深いです。ちょっぴりワクワクしてます。ここはどこですか？
聖ルチア学園の寮。ここはその共用トイレの個室。各部屋にトイレはあるから、ここには誰も来ない。静かで本を読むにはちょうどいいの。
ここの寮は本を読むにもトイレの個室に隠れなきゃならないの？文書でもやってるんですか
？I have a double room, so my roommate is always there. Our relationship is strained, and it feels like I'm always being ignored. The atmosphere is bad, so it's really not a place I can relax. And it's good for her as well. As long as I'm not there, she can go all out, call her friends, and have a chatting party. It's more convenient for her, too, if I don't return until just before lights out. There's also the library, but the group that uses that as a meeting place is constantly whispering about me. So I don't like to go to the library either. During lunch, it's the bushes behind the school building. During the night, it's the stall in the communal bathroom in the dorms. Those are the only hideaways where I can be given peace. I opened the door to the stall and went out. I turned around, signaling with my eyes for Mammon to come with me.
よくわからないけれど、エンジ様にとってとても快適とは言い難い場所だってことが分かったわ。早く表に出ましょう。ここの空気、嫌い。
そう。ここの空気が一番まともなんだけどね。
when I left the bathroom and exited into the corridor. Because it was near lights out, all the girls who had gone to play in other rooms were dashing back to their own. When it came for lights out, we had to change into uniform pajamas that we hated and called prison clothes. Uniform pajamas? This might just be me who went to a public school for all his life, but uniform pajamas? What the fuck? Hold on, what? Is this actually a thing? What? Okay, what? Okay, I'm playing a game right now, so I can't look too much into this, but what? This is so weird of a concept for me. Especially since, I went to school in the 2000s in America, a public school, so it's no wonder why I'm so confused by just, the thought of having, uniform pajamas. Yeah, if any of you in the comments down below have ever, been told to wear uniform pajamas by a school, please tell me so, because, I don't understand this. I legitimately don't understand this. When it came for lights out, we had to change into uniform pajamas that we hated and called prison clothes. Line up in the hallway and go through the dorm leader's roll call. If by some chance someone were to be late for this, we would be made to take a collective responsibility, and all of us floor mates would have to undergo a punishment that went by the name of volunteer work. As long as I took care to avoid this, the girls would disregard me coldly, but they wouldn't get in my way. That alone was enough for me. Mammon looked at the passing girls and the furnishings of the dorm with interest. Without paying her any particular attention, I hurried back to my room. In front of my room was my roommate, who had already changed into her prison clothes, chatting with some girls from the room next door. When they noticed me hurrying back, they blatantly changed the topic of their conversation. They lowered their voices, stealing glances at me. I acted like I didn't notice. Went into my room, changed, and hurriedly went out into the corridor. Everyone was already lined up.
何これ、おかしい。ここってお嬢様学校じゃないの？刑務所みたい。バカみたい。
やっぱりそうよね。私もそう思ってるわ。刑務所よりさらに厳しい点は、素行が良くても刑期が短くならない点かしら。
After bitching for a bit, I noticed. Having someone to listen to your complaints feels surprisingly good. Fortunately, Mammon's form can only be seen by the summoner, me. And of course, there is no need to speak out loud for this conversation. All I have to do is speak inside my mind, so no one can listen in. Magic, and the friends created by it, might actually not be so bad.
こいつら、揃いも揃ってもやしみたい。生きてないって感じ。
やめなさいよ。毎日姿を見られたら大変よ。
夢も希望もかけらほどもない人間なんて、ハンマホの塊だよ。私の姿なんて絶対に見えるわけがない。見ることもできない下等生物どもが。
あなたはそのハンマホの毒素を持つ人間たちがこれほどいる中でも平気なの？
エンジ様が私を権限させてくださる限りは平気です。ただ私を権限するために常に集中しなければならないでしょうから、日常生活がおろそかになる可能性がありますよ。ほら、同室の子に呼ばれてません？
あ、
後宮さん、聞こえてる？来週からの終盤なんだけどさ、ちょっ
相談があって。
Probably about pushing a few more chores onto me. My roommate, who normally would never even look me in the eye, was smiling at me unpleasantly. But I'll have a much easier time having the weekly duty pushed onto me and doing it alone, rather than being forced to do it with her. That's a small price to pay to have her continue to ignore me. Yet, after the shameless excuses, she transitioned into pushing a completely different point, insisting on flipping the issue on its head, as if I should have come forward and done it of my own initiative. One of the special traits of this academy is that it's full of girls who don't know how to ask a favor.
何この子、ムカつく。眉間に思いっきり私の杭をねじ込んでやりたい。
If this game took a different direction, Ange could have become a witch by doing her own style of the Massacre of Rokkenjima at St. Lucia. Wait a second, hold on. I think there was like a Higurashi manga regarding a concept about murders at St. Lucia. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. I won't go too far into it, but there was a Higurashi manga that like talked about it. Yeah, it was oh, I can't remember the name, but it was this manga. Hold on, I'm gonna look up the name real quick, but definitely this manga is about St. Lucia and some murders that happened on its campus. I haven't been able to read it yet because, well, it's in Japanese, but I've been flipping through it, like, I'm trying to be able to read a little bit more Japanese recently, so I might be able to read this maybe by next year, I'm not for sure, but still, this is an interesting concept book because it's about St. Lucia and it mentions Shion. So yeah, let me pull up the name real quick before I continue on. Ususu Kawashi Hen.
そうね。ぜひ今度お願いするわ。
Oh. Ange is considering it. Yeah. Having a friend nearby all the time to complain to makes me happier than I thought it would. The Seven Sisters really were lively when they were all gathered together. I'm sure that just watching them mess around would be a lot of fun. I've decided I'll do all I can to quickly gain the magical power to summon all the Seven Sisters at once. And then I'll keep training, more and more and more, and summon the thing that I really want to summon.
お？エンジ様が本当に召喚したいものって何ですか？
Beatrice. Mammon noticed my conversation with myself inside my head, and asked about it blankly. I hesitated over whether to talk about it, but then thought that it wasn't anything to hide, and told her.
家族よ。お父さん、お母さん、お兄ちゃん。
それってつまり死者の魂？異界の住人を呼び出すのは召喚だけど、死者の魂を呼び戻すのは反言で、それは全くの別物。反言はかなりの大魔法のはずですよ。
I know. So much that even Maria One-chan can't do it at all. I was wondering if Maria could do resurrection, but she can't. But that's the thing I most want to call with magic. I've been warned that it's a very difficult high-level magic. So great that, in the worst case, I might not necessarily reach that point even after training for my whole life. Furthermore, I have no vessel. A vessel is something vital for making magic succeed, whether it be summoning or resurrection. Because I don't have one, what would already have been difficult magic instead became hopeless. That's right. I have nothing to remember Mom or Dad by. However, by an extraordinary coincidence, I do have something to help me remember Oni-chan. And that's this.
そのピンクの玉の頭飾り？何それ？言っちゃ悪いけど、エンジェ様にはちょっと安物っぽい。
昔お父さんに内緒でお母さんと一緒にお兄ちゃんに会って遊園地に遊びに行ったことがあるの。そこのクレーンゲームの景品。
I know it's something cheap. I realize that it doesn't match my style, and I get that it's too childish. But this hair accessory is the only thing that makes me feel as though Battler Oni-chan is by my side. Wingless. Oh, we're getting the flashback, aren't we? The inside of the glass case had been filled with plastic capsules packed with fun-looking things. It seemed that each of those capsules had some kind of cute little object inside. The game was to grab those with the crane, but I was young, and it was too hard for me. No matter how many times I tried, I didn't even get close. Mom told me that whatever was inside was probably cheap anyway, and we didn't even know what it was. So there was no point in getting upset I'm gonna repeat that. So there was no point in getting all upset over it. But whether it was something cheap or not wasn't the issue. The process of grabbing happiness with my own hands felt very important and sacred to me. So I wanted that capsule with this unknown cheap little object more than anything. Then, Battler Oni-chan came over after finishing with a game where you shoot soldiers with a gun, and had to go in my place. The happiness that was beyond my reach, Oni-chan stretched out with his longer arms, and he grasped it for me. I have to say, Battler is pretty stylish! Oni-chan really was coordinated. Apparently, he often played at the arcade with his friends. After only 1 or 2 attempts with the crane, he grabs that thing on the other side of the glass that I hadn't even been able to touch, and dumped it into the exit chute. When Oni-chan tossed me that capsule, I remember feeling like I could count on him for anything. For the next several days, I felt like the capsule was too precious to open up. Then, one day, I finally opened it. And when I did, what revealed itself from inside was this pink bead hair accessory. Since that day, this has been a symbol of Oni-chan. My young mind thought that getting that 4-person family together, with Battler Oni-chan included, was a precondition for a happy family. So I wanted Oni-chan and Dad to make up quickly. In my own way, I had made this hair accessory a charm to bring my whole family together. That's why I always used to wear it. Because I wanted to feel my reliable, funny, and wonderful Oni-chan by my side all the time. And give him a place in our house.
でも、お兄ちゃんの記憶はあまりに遠い。マリアお姉ちゃんがライオンのぬいぐるみからサクタラを生み出したようには簡単にできない。私は死者の魂を蘇らせる大魔法をいつか必ず身につける。そしてそれを成功させられる唯一の鍵が、よりしろが これなの。
なるほど。その頭飾りにものすごい魔力を感じてたけど、そういうわけなのね。
魔力？お兄ちゃんのこれに魔力が宿ってるの？
エンジ様が宿らせていると言うべきかもね。エンジ様の兄を呼び出したいという強い思いが魔力を与えている。
The way that Mammon is speaking makes it seem like she doesn't know who Battler is. Because, or maybe she's just trying to, not offend Ange, but I was feeling that maybe Mammon doesn't know who Battler is. Even though she surely met him when, she was ripping him apart in between the second and third game. So Mammon would have definitely remembered him, but, it seems like right here she doesn't know who Battler is. Or maybe she's putting up a front to, not offend Ange because, she did rip apart her brother several times.
確かに反言は大魔法だけど、エンジ様はその魔法のために無意識のうちに着実に階段を登っているのは間違いない。
嬉しいわ。私以外の人にそれを認めてもらえるのは。
Your own effort isn't something that you can observe by yourself. In that sense, even though these words came from a dangerous demon girl who governs one of the 7 deadly sins, they made me very happy.
反言の魔法に至るのと寿命を全うするのとどっちが早いかだけは私には保証できないけれども、でも挑む山の高さが高ければ高いほど魔女としての力も比例していく。エンジ様はくじけることがなかったなら、きっといつか私たちの元の主ベアトリーチェ様に匹敵するほどの大魔女になれると思います。
なれるかしら。大魔女になってお兄ちゃんを、家族を蘇らせることができるかしら。
反言の魔女エンジェ教素敵。反言の魔女はかなりレアな魔女です。そんな魔女がご主人様なんてちょっと鼻が高いです。っていうかむしろそうなってほしいものです。家具の価値も主の格に比例しますのでもうベアトリーチェ様さえ抜いちゃって天下無双の大魔女になってくださいね。煉獄の7姉妹を代表して心より応援申し上げます
I thought that if a magical friend were to appear for me too, I'd like a cute kid like Sakutaro. But even this 5th sister of the Fighting 7 Sisters who govern the 7 deadly sins was enough to calm my heart this much all by herself. Jeez, there was no breath in that sentence. But Maria One-chan probably knew this long ago. That's why she recommended the World of Witches to me over and over and over again. And I kept on stubbornly rejecting it. I should have given in and started my training as a witch sooner. A year as a child compares with 10 in old age, was it? At this point, I find my past self deplorable for wasting precious time doing nothing but complaining. Long after I turned off the lights and slipped into bed, Mammon continued to talk to me beside my pillow. I promise, one day, for sure, I'll develop a magical power that can summon the 7 sisters. And I'll let them have a lively and fun time. The 7 of them make a single whole. None can be left out. Family must be together. I must bring them together. Oh, are we back? Are we back in the Ange who's viewing the game from 1986 now? I'm just gonna call her Meta World Ange because the timelines in this game is a little confusing because there's an Ange in 1998, an Ange at St. Lucia, and an Ange in the Meta World that's viewing over the 4th time we see the Rokujima Massacre. There's so many Anges to keep up with. So this is Meta World Ange now, who's looking back on her past. My awareness began to return slowly. I had been able to stand watching Aunt Rosa and Maria One-chan's relationship, and had run away from Beato and Oni-chan's game, hadn't I? I've got to go back. I've got to go back, support Oni-chan, and quickly bring him back from this world and its crazy witch games. Because as long as I'm here, I'm not permitted to call myself Ange. Suddenly, I felt someone's presence. $599 million ruins. Mammon. When I turned around, there stood Mammon.
グレーテル様、そろそろお戻りになられないと、ゲームの進行に差し支えると、ベアトリーチェ様が仰せです。
Is this a different Mammon? Oh, this is different Mammon.
速やかにお戻りになられますように、お願い申し上げます。
Okay, I'm not gonna look into the timeline of what's going on right now, but I'm getting so confused by the timeline because in the St. Lucia timeline, Mammon doesn't seem to know who Battler is, while in the, Metaroll timeline, I'm not for sure if Mammon knows who Ange is, but I've only seen one line for Mammon, so she might recognize Ange, or she might not better yet because this is the Metaroll looking at a game from 1980. This is the reason why I did not want to talk about this. I told myself that I'm going to not talk about this right now, but I went into the subject. God.
ありがとう。もう戻るわ。
よかったじゃないですか。
何が？
バトラお兄ちゃんに出会えて。
Okay, Mammon remembers her. Okay, she was just calling her, Gretel. Alright. That calms some things down.
皮肉。
そう聞こえるなら、そういうことにしてもらってもいいですけど。
ごめんなさい。言葉通りに受け取るべきね。ええ、そうよ。
But wait, is this in the past or future or present? I don't even understand. Now I'm getting confused by the timeline again.
こんなおかしな世界であっても、お兄ちゃんに出会えて心底に嬉しいわ。
そして、お兄ちゃんのために、ベアトリーチェ様に打ち勝つ？
ええ。いつまでもこんな世界で遊ばれてちゃ困るもの。そろそろお家へ帰る時間なのよ。だから私が呼びに来たわ。
せいぜい頑張ってください。私、今の主はベアトリーチェ様ですので、応援はできませんが。
知ってるわ。1986年10月5日までは、あなたはベアトリーチェの家具よ。そしてやがては私の友人になるわ。
そしてやがてはその友人を捨てるわけですが、何しろ
Mammon moaned as if she had bit her tongue, staggering as she clutched her chest. Apparently, the rule applies to people other than me as well.
大丈夫？それ結構辛いわよ。
失礼しました。グレーテル様。
いいえ、ありがとう。嬉しいわ、
お兄ちゃんに出会えて、あなたの最初の問いへの答えよ。じゃあ、戻りましょう。私があまりぐずると、あなたが今の主人に怒られるわ。
はい。ご理解いただけて助かります。それではこっち。
マモン？
Huh? What? Huh? Suspicious scent. I'm sure Mammon had been about to say, "Well then, this way." But she stopped dead, as though the film had been torn off. It looked like she had suddenly frozen. Then I noticed, she wasn't the only thing that had frozen. Even the air and floating bits of dust had frozen in place. Oh, strategy plan with Berncastle time? A world where it seemed like even time itself had frozen. Yes, it resembled what would usually happen just before Berncastle appeared. But the atmosphere was different somehow. Then I understood. It wasn't Berncastle. It was the other witch. Lambda Delta! Yes!
調子はどうかしら、エンジェ。
Oh my god! Lambda Delta!
ラムダデルタ。
Golden Sneer.
あなたにはルールの適用はないのね。
当たり前でしょ。ルールは他人を縛るためにあるのよ。自分をそれで縛るバカはいないわ。
Berncastle is a witch who supports me, but this girl's different. This witch supports Beatrice. In other words, she's on the side of the enemy. But there's some kind of difference between her and Beatrice. There's something elusive about Lambda Delta's existence, and Berncastle's as well. How should I put it? Maybe like they're beings from a higher dimension. In any event, I'm still unsure about how to deal with her. The only thing that I'm certain about is that she is my enemy. No, just knowing that might be enough.
それで、私に何かご用？
まあね。あなたたちの会話に耳を傾けてたら、ちょっと面白い話になったんでね。あなたにちょっといい話を聞かせてあげようと思って。
あなたは私の敵のはず。そのあなたが私に得する話を聞かせる理由が思いつかないわ。つまり耳を傾けた時点で負けということだわ。じゃあね、See you next time。
誤解しないで。私の相手はベルンであってあなたじゃないわ。つまり私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るということよ。
悪いけど私には聞く気がないわ。
That said, I probably won't be released from this frozen time until Lambda Delta is happy. That itself might be proof that she's a higher dimensional being than me. I haven't been given the option of not listening to her. About the only thing I can do is strengthen my mental guard and try not to be shaken by anything she says. She'll probably either try to make me believe something disadvantageous to me, or threaten me.
そんなに身構えなくてもいいってば。私はあなたの誤解を解きに来ただけよ。いえ、ちょっと違う。ベルンカステルがあなたについた嘘を教えてあげようと思ってやってきたのよ。
あ？
ベルンカステルが嘘？
あなたがベルンにベアトを倒せば兄が帰ってくるような、そんな言い方をされたんじゃないの？
I was saving that topic up for the end of the video! I was saving that topic up for the end of the video because as I think more about it, what is Ange going to accomplish from this? I was going to ask that question at the end of the film, Oh my god, Lambda Delta, you're stealing my thunder, man!
さあ、あなたに話す気はないけど。
My brother coming home. I hadn't been promised anything that dreamlike. It was a promise with considerably low prospects, where I could end up with maybe one person, and only if I was lucky. But that's enough for me. Since I was promised an eternity of isolation, this faint but still non-zero chance was like a blindingly bright beacon to me.
ある意味ベルンのその約束は嘘ではないわ。ベルンがそう約束したのならきっと、あなたがベアトを倒せば、バトラの両親も解放されて、あなたのところへ帰ってくる。
何の問題もないじゃない。
But here's the catch, right? Lambda Delta's about to tell us the catch.
本気で？あの子は案外残酷よね。分かってて騙すなんて。
私がどう騙されてるというの？
Shoot. I've let her take the initiative. But I won't be released until I lend an ear to her story. So it's something I'll have to hear anyway. Even though I realize that I could be on the verge of falling into a trap, I urged her onwards.
今は何年？
このゲーム版の世界のこと？ならば、1986年10月4日よ。
その通り。ならば、あなたがベアトに打ち勝ったなら、台風が去った10月6日に、島に囚われていた人々は帰還する。1986年の10月6日にね。
だから何？
あなたの1986年の10月6日はどうだった？親戚の家にいたんじゃなかったかしら。
I had been at the house of the only Sumadera my mother trusted, Grandpa. We got a call. While I was playing with building blocks in the tatami room, we got that call. After watching the sea that I remembered, Lambda Delta smiled unpleasantly and spoke.
ねえ。
Mirage Coordinator, oh shit!
あなたの1986年10月6日に、バトラお兄ちゃん帰ってきた？
Okay, this line has a lot more impact since it's all in caps. Even though I didn't understand what I was being told, I noticed an unpleasant sweat seeping out all over my face. I don't understand. I don't understand! What is this witch saying?
いい？あなたがベアトを倒せば、バトラは確かに解放されるわ。そしてお家へ帰るでしょうね。1986年のお家に。だってそうでしょ？バトラは1986年の10月4日から5日に閉じ込められてるんだもの。解放されたらその翌日に帰るのは当然でしょ。そしてあなたは1998年の人間。バトラが帰ってこなかった1998年の後ろ宮エンジ。意味わかる？
何言ってるのあんたは。10月6日に家族が家に帰ってくるなら素敵じゃない。私はすぐにおじいちゃんの家から帰るわ。そして私たちは出会う。めでたしめでたし。
ええ、後ろ宮エンジは家族に再会できるでしょうね。1986年に6歳の後ろ宮エンジはね。
私って誰？
後ろ宮エンジよ。18歳の。 違うわ。後宮エンジェじゃない。そういう名前の魔女の駒なのよ。厳密にはエンジェ・ベアトリーチェという名の全くの別人。意味わかる？
I'm starting to think I don't. Huh? Huh? Who am I? Huh?
だからベルンは残酷だなって思うの。いいえ、意地悪だなって思うのよね。そういう経験なくもないくせにね。
私何か騙されてる。
Yes!
ああ、でもどうかベルンを責めないでね。だって考えようによってはあの子は嘘をついてない。ベアトを倒せば家族が帰ってくる。後ろ宮エンジェのところへ。でもその後ろ宮エンジェがあなたのことだとは言ってないだろうけどね。
Oh my god! That was not the direction I was expecting! That was not the direction I was expecting, but holy shit! Oh my god! And also, Mirage Coordinator is an awesome song to play in a scene like this! Holy shit! Was it like that? Was it like that? What did Burden Castle say to me again? Your assistance is... No, that's not my Rika voice, hold on. Your assistance is needed. Your family needs it. Burn Castle had started by saying that. Then I had responded. If I say them, does that mean my family will come back? And how had Burn Castle answered that again? I cannot promise that. That kid did promise me. In exchange for accepting this fight. Yes, this is what she said! In exchange, I will search for the fragment with the ideal world that you wish for. The world where your family comes home. Yes, that's right. She only said she'd search for it. She didn't say she'd find it. But I've been prepared for that from the beginning. Even so, she did promise that as long as I didn't give up, there was a faint chance of it happening. And in the end, she said this. I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to find and bring you the happiest resolution that is possible for you to receive.
初めから辛い賭けになることは承知よ。だって私の1998年には家族はいない。絶対のゼロが揺らぐわずかの可能性と引き換えなら私にはそれだけで価値がある。仮に復讐を成し遂げても徒労になるかもしれないと事前に脅されてるわ。だから
その部分に嘘はないわね。ベアとのゲーム版は完璧よ。あんたが立ち回ったところでベアとが敗北する可能性なんて将来に一度のみ夢見ることを許されるかどうかくらいほんのわずか。つまり限りなくゼロとみなせるほどに絶対にその勝率はほとんどゼロだから、ベルンがそういうお茶を濁した言い方になるのは仕方がない。でもあなたに夢を持たせた点についてだけは騙してると言い切れるわ。だって天文学的な確率を乗り越えてあんたが勝利できたとしても家族が帰ってくるのはあんたのところじゃない。この1986年に存在する6歳の正しい後宮エンジェのところへよ。あんたのところにじゃない。ベルンはそれでも100億のかけらをめぐり あんたに一番マシな世界を探すでしょうね。そしてその彼女が言ったんじゃないの？手土産に持参するつもりだが見つけられなかったと。
言ったわ。
そろそろ気づいてきた？あんたこの戦いにご褒美が用意されてないのよ。いえ、それどころかベアと打ち破ればゲーム版は消え去る。そしてその駒であるあんたも消え去る。あんたに享受できるゴールは完全に、いいえ、私の名において宣言するわ。この絶対の魔女ラムダデルタの名において絶対にないと宣言する。
そんな。
それがペルンの嘘よ。煙に巻いたと言うべき？あんたに救いがあるかのように誤解させた。私はそれを解きに来たのよ。
つまり私はどう戦いどう勝利を収めようとも私のところに家族は帰ってこないの？
ええ、帰ってこない。絶対に。絶対の魔女が絶対にって言ってるの。これってすごいことよ。私に絶対が与えられたくて歴史的建造物を捧げた古代の王たちが何人もいたのに、私はそれを気前よくあんたにはプレゼントしちゃうの。これってばとっても素敵でキュートでマーベラスなことなのよ。でも一つだけいい提案があるの。
Not good. I'm getting completely swept up. I knew I should have listened. And now the Witch Lambda Delta is starting to suck me in.
私の相手はベルンであってあんたじゃない。私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るとさっき言ったはずよ。最初から私はそういう話をすると言っているわ。だから耳を貸しなさい。貸すしかないのよ、あんたには。
聞くわよ。聞いてやるわよ。聞けばいいんでしょ。
I finally lost control over my emotions and exploded from the inside. I don't have a clue anymore. I believed that I was Ange. But at some point, I stopped being Ange. That's right. I'm Ange. Not Ange. Who am I? I'm not my parents' daughter, nor my brother's little sister. I'm just a piece in a witch's game.
そこまで悲観することはないわ。だってよく考えて。今あんたはバトラーお兄ちゃんに出会えているわ。確かに自らの名を名乗ることはできないけれど、それでも少なくとも魔女と戦うゲームの味方同士という位置にいて、いつまでも永遠に一緒にいることができる。意味わかる？
Frustratingly, I do. In other words, as long as Oni-chan keeps getting a draw in this game, it will be repeated forever. Continuing to draw means the game will continue for eternity. And it means that I, a game piece, can remain with Oni-chan. But if Oni-chan wins, or else loses, and the curtain closes on the game,
駒であるあんたは消える。ゲームの駒の幸せは何？ゲームで遊んでもらうことだけよ。押し入れにしまわれて埃をかぶることじゃないわ。そうでしょ？
in the past, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory said it as well. Furniture's happiness is being used, not being stored away. That's right. I am now the witch's furniture.
話を少し変えるわね。実は私、このゲーム、永遠に引き分け続けてほしいと思ってるの。終わらないゲームは永遠の終わり。ベルンを今度こそ屈服させる未来永劫に開かれることのない絶対密室よ。ベアとはね、一応は勝つ気があるの。バトラを屈服させるという勝利ね。でもね、実はそれも私には困るのよ。だってゲームが終わっちゃったら密室が崩れてしまうもの。だから私、バトラが屈服することだけはないようにある程度の手心を加えてるの。
To a certain degree.
安心して。バトラが屈服しかけると私は彼の味方になったりもしてるのよ。ただね、どうもベアとのやつ、それにうすうす気づき出してる気がする。このゲームに自分の勝ちは永遠にないんじゃないかって気づき始めてる気がする。でもそこはさすが無限の魔女。ベアとはバカだからそれでもいつかきっと勝てる。それまで延々と無限にゲームを繰り返せばいいと楽観してるわ。金髪の女は大抵考えが足りないって決まってるものよ。
この魔女のゲームには勝利も敗北もないってことなの？
私が勝たせない。そして任せない。絶対に。ベルンはそれに気づいてる。そしてそれを破るために最も強力な駒としてあんたを見つけ送り込んできた。このゲームを終わらせるためにね。
このゲームを終わらせる？
終われば駒の役目ははっきり断言する。あんたは存在が矛盾してるのよ。自らの存在理由が自らを闇に葬り絶望するため。
My goal is to defeat Beato and release my captive family. And yet, even if I succeed, I won't be rewarded.
負けられない。そして勝っても報われない。だから私は第三の選択肢をあなたに持ってきたの。そしてその選択肢は私とあなたの利害を一致させるわ。
Continuing the draw. Forever.
そう。永遠に引き分け続ける限りこの世界は崩壊しない。この世界は何？魔女とのゲームの世界。ベアトとバトラが永遠に戦い続ける世界。そして同時にあなたが永遠にバトラと一緒にいられる世界なのよ。
My brain turned mush. I could feel the chaos pouring from my eyes as a hot liquid. The heat of it feels like it was going to burn my face.
エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ、ゲームを終わらせあなたとバトラの交流できる世界を終わらせようとするのが目的のベルンカステルに味方する理由がどこにあんの？あの子はあんたを騙してたのよ。自分の駒になればあんたが救われるかのようにごまかしてね。でも私はそこをごまかさない。だから言うわエンジェ、私の駒になりなさい。私はベルンのように絶対にもらえない嘘のご褒美なんてちらつかせないわ。私の駒となりこのゲームが絶対に終わらないように私に協力する限り、私はあんたにこの世界が絶対に続くことを
我が名において絶対に約束する。それだけじゃないわ。ボーナスもつけてあげる。あなたに課せられているルール、それを取り払ってあげるわ。まあもちろん私の駒になると誓ってもらった後にだけどね。
My throat made a heavy, loud gulping sound. I shouldn't have listened. If I hadn't listened, I could have remained an innocent little sister, praying for my brother's victory. But I might be different now. I might have degraded into a witch's furniture, satisfied merely to be by Oni-chan's side.
兄を裏切れと言ってるわけじゃないんだからね。バトラが負けそうになったら全力で助ければいい。逆にバトラがベアと追い詰めすぎたら少し加減を変えてあげてほしいと、その程度のお願いをしてるのよ。大丈夫、バトラを裏切るほどの必要はないわ。バトラ一人じゃベアトには勝てない。だからベロンはあんたを送り込んだんでしょ。あんたが手を貸さない限りバトラは永遠にベアトには勝てない。とっても簡単でしょ。
I knew there was gonna be more laughing! I knew there was gonna be more laughing! Oh man, Umineko no Naku Kore ni. Round up the watching reasoning. My world.
ちょっと
Oh? Interesting. My world. Alright. Wait, when does my world take place? Hold on. Oh, I can't check. I can't check. I actually can't check, but it's probably involving the world of either 1998 or St. Lucia. I'm not for sure which one. Huh. But damn. Okay, the beginning of this chapter was interesting in its own regard, though the last half kind of just stole the show. As soon as the Delta came in, things went from 20% to 100. Maybe over 100 as soon as oh fuck, what's the song's name again? Crap, I actually forgot the song's name. Mirage Coordinator. As soon as Mirage Coordinator came on, that's when things went insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I was about to ask questions about what does Ange get in the end of all this, because, well, how is her winning going to change anything about what happened in the past? But the thing that Lambda Delta explained, holy shit, that's a lot worse than I thought. Oh my god. What's going to happen to Ange if she wins was a lot worse than I thought. I thought it was just going to be she's going to go back to 1998 and realize, wait a second, my family's still dead. But I know what killed them, but my family's dead still. I thought that was going to be the outcome. But, oh my god. The outcome's a lot worse. For Ange, of course, the outcome's a lot worse for her. So, oh my god. Oh my god. I can't even tell who I even want to win now. Like, it's terrible of me to say that I don't want Ange and Valor to win, but if they win, it spells everything back. Like, everything, all the things that, all the terrible things that could happen will happen to Ange if she wins. But if Beatrice wins, the same outcome will happen to Ange, and Valor will accept magic. Actually, I'm kind of leaning more on the side of Valor, you know, surrendering to Beatrice. At points actually thought maybe Valor should lose. But also, if Valor loses, that spells bad news for Ange, so maybe Lambda Delta has the best outcome. But of course, like Burn Castle had tricked Ange, Lambda Delta might be tricking Ange. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is a fucking mind game. This is a fucking mind game. maybe I shouldn't root for anyone. Maybe I shouldn't root for anyone, even though for a while I was rooting for Valor, but then I'm slowly, rooting for Beatrice. But now, I don't know if I want to root for any of them because, well, the game ends. Angie's fuck. She's fucked. And I'm actually really liking Ange, so I kind of don't want her to, get yeeted from existence as a piece. But oh my god. I have to say, I really got tricked by Burn Castle. Like Ange, that I got tricked by Burn Castle. Like, I thought the direction of Ange was going to return to 1998 and her family's still going to be dead. But no. Her family's going to return to her, but not to the her we're following. It's to another her.
Okay.